I'm Halima Cassell, and I'm an artist working in a variety of materials. My inspirations and my kind of ideas are drawn from nature and the natural world around me, and those aspects have always played a big part in my work. I've always had a great love for art and architecture from a very young child. The thing that I love about carving, and it being the main aspect of my work in practice, is that revealing something out of something what wasn't there. So if you've got a block of stone or a chunk of wood, to carve what you think or feel inside, which you kind of make manifest as a design idea, and then you kind of carve that into the material, is what kind of really excites me. This piece I'm currently working on is part of an installation that started in 2009 called Virtues of Unity, and the idea behind it came from a personal experience, being brought up in Manchester, and talked about being a foreigner and going back to my own country, and Manchester, that was my home, but it was not that feeling of not completely fitting in, or this idea of what was said whilst I was growing up as a child. But as an adult in 2009 I went back to Pakistan, and there I was called a foreigner from England in all the institutions at the university. So you're a foreigner there, and that questioned me about belonging, this idea of where we come from. And I think once we understand that we're a migrating species, and that wherever we lay our hat becomes our home, and that we all have this innate kind of sense of virtues of giving, caring, honesty, charity. It's kind of inbuilt in us as a species, and for that reason naming each clay vessel from different parts of the world after virtue is what connects us. And each clay has its own kind of personality, its own kind of colour and texture, just like us as human race. Because my work's drawn from nature and from pattern found in nature, for me, from everything I've seen and understood, pattern is a universal language from early man to date. And when I've exhibited my work around the world or in different venues and different spaces, people connect to the kind of patterns within, or the shapes and the forms within the pieces that I create, and it's amazing what they relate it to. Pieces what are in the art trail this year are a lot more organic than my normal work, and I think both of them have the loose element to them, which was kind of inspired by my time in Japan, where I'm allowing the material to dictate the carving or the finished idea. Normally my work's very dictated about my thoughts and the design that I have in mind, that there's no room for a movement with that idea, where the two pieces in the show are allowing the natural material to do what they want. Where with the porcelain I've carved into solid porcelain. I knew it was going to crack because porcelain is very delicate and likes to be used in a very fine and delicate way, where I've used it as a solid form and carved into it, so the cracks in it are all natural and spontaneous in the way they've happened, but I knew it was going to happen. And unfurling the limewood piece, again, the natural kind of two branches what were in the tree trunk are there and influence the design and the kind of idea about a plant what's coming to life. The advice I would give to artists starting out on their journey would be to be true to themselves, to enjoy the journey that they're going through, and to be open to all the possibilities, whether they're uplifting or disappointing, and be a part of your journey to building what is you or what's right for you. Halima 25 is a book about my 25 years of carving into material and the processes and the journeys I've gone to reach where I am today. It's a biographical kind of interpretation of my journey and my stories and my influences and inspirations during those years, which kind of builds that kind of structure in your thinking and in your development. And I think it's really important to discuss and to share my experiences to a variety of people. So the book is aimed at both people who want to be artists to collectors, so as I say, from art critics as well as curators as well as personal colleagues to myself, like my school teacher and a friend who write more personal kind of little essays in the book as well. So being part of the trail right from the beginning and seeing it grow and the impact it's had on Shrewsbury and the surrounding areas. We're very fortunate to have the team who are working on it to be so dedicated in pushing the boundaries of it, and each year it's just got more and more exciting and more and more dynamic, more and more kind of I suppose world famous, or pieces of artwork coming in, like Dali this year. There was a Turner last year, and there's all these amazing pieces of artwork coming in which are kind of interwoven with local artists of the Shropshire Shrewsbury area, and I think for that reason it's really important to the area.